Howdy champs, my name is Mohit, and people, today after a very long time I'm back to making web development tutorials that I'd left for there was a big gap, and for the very first time I'm using Bandicam instead of Camtasia Studio. It wasn't working very well with Windows 10. Okay, so here I am back. I'm using codepen.io. It's an online editor, and what I'm about to show you is how we can use the counter reset and counter increment properties in CSS to increment elements which other than ordered lists. In fact, I've used 4 ordered lists in this example, but they are not the only elements that can be incremented. There are, I have 4 sections as well. If you see the section number 1 out here, which finishes out here. Okay, so basically every OL list, ordered list, is encapsulated or surrounded or wrapped by a section. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 sections out here. Okay, and you see this automatic numbering that is happening in big Romans 1, 2, 3, and 4 is through the counter reset and counter increment CSS properties, along with the use of pseudo elements colon before, and the use of content property. Okay, so a lot goes in here. So this is the end product, the final product. Okay, so this is ordered list number 1: apples, figs, cherries, berries, some fruits, some vegetables, tomatoes, lemon, chilies, some sources of good proteins: rajma, which is kidney beans, white chickpeas, which makes you hummus. Hummus is a very good source of protein, Bengal gram. And then you have some very good sources of fats: desi ghee, which is the same as clarified butter, extra virgin olive oil, extra virgin coconut oil, the best fats, guys. But yeah, we are to talk about not fats or proteins, although I'm tempted to, but web development. Okay, now let me tell you, I'm going to divide this tutorial into 2 parts. In the first part, I'm just going to show you the code. I'm going to share the code, and I'm going to talk superficially about the code. There are some of you guys who are quite experienced themselves in HTML, CSS, and they'll be able to pick up everything just by looking at the code. Maybe you just need the code, nothing else. All right. So if you just need the code, the HTML and the CSS code, which is, see, this is the HTML that I'm scrolling right now, and this is the CSS that I'm scrolling right now. Not too much really. 4 5 rules out here and 4 sections out here, inside which we have OL lists, 4 OL lists. Okay, but you see the OL lists are not 1 2 3 4 and then 1 2 3 4. They go from A B C D, and then not again from A B C D, but E F G, continue H I J K L M. So how did I actually make that happen? We'll discuss that. Okay, so in fact, let me show you the HTML in its full glory. Let's okay, let's focus on this, and let's increase the font size. Control plus, control plus. All right. Yep, that's the HTML in its full glory. See the section start out here and out here, the ordered list that gives you the numbered list: apples, figs, cherries, berries, then tomatoes, lemon, chilies, another section, another OL here, another section. So in all we have 4 sections, and yeah, in all 4 sections. And let's show you the CSS. Okay, so body has a background color of whatever. Now, as I said, I'm using the counter reset, counter increment properties. Counter reset property can be used to reset a variable. There are 2 variables that I've declared out here: mega step, mini step, space separated. If you are declaring yes in CSS, this way you can actually declare variables mega step and mini step, space separated. Or you can say mega step semicolon, then again say counter reset, and again say mini step semicolon. That's also fine. Right, so two variables declared and reset to 0. So we're saying whenever the body is encountered, which is just once, reset the counter's mega step. So I'm naming the variables mega step, mini step, and I'm setting them to 0 or resetting them. Okay, now I know it's a little difficult to understand this. Maybe you'll get some idea in part 1, and the whole picture actually gets a lot more clear in the second part only. Every time I'm saying that I encounter a li, increment the mini step only. So that goes up by 1 through the counter increment property. List style shorthand property I'm setting to none. That's gonna make sure that the numbers go away. List style type or list style, which is the shorthand, both will work fine here. So I'm using pseudo element OLLI before, so basically creating some content before the li, all the li's, list items inside the ordered list. Through the content property, this content property can actually use up some string, empty string or some string, or can also use the counter property. And here I'm saying that I would like to use the counter mini step in the lower alpha. Lower alpha, and then adding some extra space out here. So mini step, which is the same as ABCD that you see before every li, A, B, C, D in lower alpha, and some space created thereafter. Do I actually need the space? Let me try and get rid of this space. Let's see if it's really needed. What was that? What did just happen? Wait a sec, guys. I've lost it. Wait a sec. Okay, so let's get rid of these quotes. Okay, and let's see what difference does it actually make. How can that be? Say Control Z. Why was it so important? Exactly, this is the preview. This is the preview. In fact, I do need it because the circles have actually turned themselves quite oblong, so I do need it. I do need that extra bit of space. Yep, this looks fine. This looks better. Okay, so mini step is actually to increment the ABCD that you see out here. The lower alpha, which can be upper alpha, upper Roman or lower Roman, etc. Okay, I'm setting the background to be a dark red, the color to be a white, some padding, some margin, using the font shorten property, border radius to make it into a complete circle. Okay, border radius 50% or above should give you the complete circle. Okay, now this was as far as LIs inside OL actually went, and when it comes to section, so just defining a width for the section. These are, 1, 2, 3, these are all sections that you see out here. They've been all floated left, so they tuck themselves next to each other. Background is white, counter increment. So I'm saying wherever you see a section, increment the other variable mega step. That was declared initially in the body of the document, mega step, right? That's why this is 1 out here, then 2 and 3, and then you also have a 4 here at the bottom. Yep. Okay, padding 5px. Some padding for the section and position relative. Okay, because I'll tell you why. Because I'm gonna create a pseudo element section before, some content before the section. Okay, which is gonna be counter mega step. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 is coming from here, In the upper Roman, you can see it's all upper Roman. The background is white, the width is 30, the position is absolute, so I can use the left 0 and top minus 20. That's the reason why I'm able to tuck it in the corner like so. Text align center, so these upper Roman characters are actually in the center, left, right. Okay. Color dark red, yes, you can see it's dark red. Font is bold, it's bolder. 20px is the size, and Times New Roman is the font. So that's it. Okay. Uh, I know it may not have made too much of a sense to you, so let me quickly go through it again. As I said, I'll be doing it from scratch in part number 2. This is just verbatim. So declaring two variables, space separated mega step, mini step. One for the section, the first one, the second one for the mini step for the LIs. Okay, this is the rule for LI. So increment the counter mini step every time you encounter a new LI in a OL. That's why it goes from A, B, C, D, and then E, not back to A, because it every time encounters a new LI. Doesn't matter whether it's a part of the first list or the second list or the third. It's gonna increment it. So D becomes E. Doesn't go back to A because it's the next LI encountered. List style none. That's to remove the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the shorthand notation of list style type, and this is creating content before LIs, so that's responsible for mini step increment in lower alpha, A, B, C, D. Dark red, color white, padding whatever, margin whatever, some font, some font name out here, font size, border radius gives you that circle. Yep. So that's it, guys. This is just the code. Okay. This is just the code, and if you just visit this bit, the highlighted bit out here, you can actually see the whole code yourself. I'll leave a link in the description as well. So I know that you may still have a brain fog. You may have only partially understood this counter increment counter reset properties along with the content property that I've actually used out here. This is advanced concept in CSS, so if you want to see how things work out from scratch, I'm gonna do it in the next part. I'll see you soon. Join me then. You have a good day. Bye bye.